Hello everyone, my name is Jamie Reynolds and welcome to my YouTube assignment. In order to stay consistent with the theme of my website, I have decided to tell you a story about our family vacation that was full of adventure. Those who know me best know that I love adventure and I'm always up for anything because my adventures never go according to plan, which always leads for interesting and memorable moments to tell. So after several discussions, we decided that we would go ahead and rent a house on a 12-acre ranch. We decided to do this just because with 11 of us, there was something for everybody to do. So this 1,200-acre ranch was in Pontotoc, Texas, which is just outside Atlanta, and it sat on top of a ridge that overlooked the valley. It was absolutely gorgeous. So I hope you enjoy looking through my pictures and listening to my story. To start out, we began our drive, and you just never know what's going to happen when you start driving with three other families. So basically, this is a photo of the endangered whooping cranes, and I don't remember where we were at exactly, but it basically was a two-lane highway that everybody slammed their brakes on to pull over to the side of the road. And we got out of the trucks, and we're standing out there looking at these whooping cranes just flying in circles above us. It was actually pretty incredible just because it's something that not a lot of people will get to see, and that's just part of the adventure. So after several hours of driving, we pull up to this cute little house. And this house sat on a 1,200-acre ranch on top of a ridge that overlooked this huge valley, and it was actually had a full cattle operation on it and hunting. So basically, we weren't really sure what we were going to pull up into because we booked the house online. So we were definitely taking a chance there. But as you can see, the house was absolutely gorgeous. The land was gorgeous, and that all worked out perfectly. So what was really neat about this location is that it was so remote that there was all kinds of wildlife that would come right to the house. Like you could look out the bedroom windows and see, 5, 6, 10 deer at a time just coming by. We were sitting outside one night by the bonfire, and there was a fox that had just came by the fence line walking through. So it was actually a really neat house, really neat experience, absolutely gorgeous during the day and at night. So once we got settled into the house and got everything unpacked, it was definitely time to go do some exploring. And as you can see, the kids were the first ones to go. So as we're walking down to this pond, we see bluebonnet everywhere, and they're nestled up into the cactus. I mean, they're everywhere, and everything's in blooms, which is absolutely gorgeous. I've never seen cactus and bluebonnets in one location, so that was really neat to see. So as I said before, there's cactus everywhere, and with two 4-year-olds and a 2-year-old, we were worried about them accidentally falling into the cactus. Well, sure enough, just my luck, one of them falls into the cactus, but not on the first day we were there. I think it was like the second or third day of being there. So it was all pretty traumatic, but everything turned out okay. So after hours of being on the road and getting settled into the house, and we find this pond that's not too far from the house, we spent probably a good portion of the afternoon just fishing in the pond. And I actually don't really think there was fish in there, but the kids had a blast doing it. And it was just such a pretty day to be outside. So we just stayed out there and hung out and fished. So on day 2 of our family vacation, we decided to hike Enchanted Rock, which if you've never done it, you definitely need to go do it. It's definitely beautiful and definitely an experience. So this is a picture of our whole family, including my mom from California and the kids and stuff at the very top of Enchanted Rock. And, when you're down on the ground, it really doesn't look like it's that tall or that steep. But, man, as you start climbing that thing, it gets steeper and steeper the higher you get. And I think at some point you feel like you're going up a 90-degree angle. But everybody made it up there. Even the kids made it up there on their own. They were not carried. So we were very proud of them. And they were proud. And once we got to the top, and it's just beautiful to overlook everything. And we just hung out there for a little while and took it all in. So one of the cool things when you get to the very top, there's geological mark at the very middle of the rock, which before then I didn't know what it was, but my mother pointed it out. And the neat thing about these is that they're all over the country, so now it's kind of like a scavenger hunt for us to find them when we go places. So this is the very top of Enchanted Rock, and this is all of our feet up against the marker. So after a day of climbing Enchanted Rock and exploring that surrounding area, on day 3 we decided to continue exploring the surrounding area, and we found Highway 1 just outside of Fredericksburg. Now this is one of my most favorite towns to go to. So we basically went to the state park and we had lunch and cruised around downtown for a little while. But our original plan was to go to Pinellas Falls, and as you can see, that didn't happen because somewhere we missed the turn. Then on day 4, it was time to just hang out on the ranch and do some exploring around the area and just relax. So as you can see, like I said before, the ranch is on top of a bridge that overlooked a valley. So this is on top of the bridge. But if you can see way out in the distance that this is a sea of bluebonnets. It was absolutely beautiful. So once again, we found another pond that was further back on the property, and we spent a whole afternoon out there fishing and playing around and just relaxing. This was the day in the pond that my nephew fell into the cactus, so that was interesting. But it was a great place just to relax and hang out. And then it was time to do some real exploring. The gentleman who owned the ranch took us on a tour of all the area, and this is just one of the trails that he took us down. And what was really interesting about some of the trails he took us down was the ranch was so old and had been in his family for so many generations that there were wagon wheel marks, trails throughout the entire property, and that's what they still were using to this day to get around the ranch. So this is a shot of one of the trails that we had gone down exploring. So during our exploration of the ranch, the man who owned the ranch, he wanted to show us where Rattlesnake Canyon was, or what they called Rattlesnake Canyon. So basically, it's a beautiful canyon, small canyon that's on his ranch, and what he had told us is that there was a rattlesnake roundup somewhere in the country, I can't remember where, but people from all over the country come to this one spot on his ranch to get rattlesnakes, and he wanted to show us that. So he made sure that we all walked in a single file line, and he was patting the grass and making sure there were no snakes in front of us and stuff. So we were walking down into this canyon to go into Rattlesnake Canyon. So as you can see, there's another shot of one of the trails that was used back in the day for the wagon trains. And it was on top of the ridge going down into the canyon. So as you can see, it's just very beautiful scenery. So as you know, all great trips must come to an end. The best way to end it is a campfire with roasting marshmallows. And that's my short story of our family vacation. I hope you enjoyed.